too low. Okay. Um. mm, mhm, mm, Yeah. Okie dokie. That's done. Okay. How y'all doing today? Hopefully fine. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are probably sleeping, and it's been a long time since I've been on these YouTube streets, right? But because life been lifing y'all, okay? So let me put this out there. People who have a real life, and I mean a real life, this is no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade, right? But people who have a real life is not going to be able to do this social media thing like all the time. I get it. Some people make it their business to be this way. I'm just a one man show, yeah. So hey, be lucky to get anything I share at this stage in the game. You dig? So how y'all doing? I'm Peanut Chicago here on these mean YouTube streets, right? But just a YouTube nobody, so you don't have to share, you don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to comment. But if you do, thank you anyway. It's muchly appreciated. But since it's been such a long time, I guess I gotta explain things, right? Because it's been a minute since I've been on these YouTube streets. Now, I do something called housekeeping, which I gather from Dr. Shauna. She has a channel on here as well. She's awesome tacular. But I got that from her, housekeeping, which is to let you know, the viewer, what you're coming into, what the content creator, me, is going to be talking about, Peanut Chicago. So I will be talking about detachment. And there's forms of it, many forms of detachment, you know. Oh, hold on, y'all. Jeez Louise, it has been a long time. I am so sorry, y'all. It's been a long time since I've been on these mean YouTube streets. But I will be talking about detachment, okay? So whether it's from things, whether it's from places, or whether it's from people, so it's like the Trinity, the three, people, places, and things, So I have a style where I start off real pleasant and then the ride start getting rough as I keep talking about the subject matter, okay? So it starts soft and then it gets harder along as I continue. So if that's not your thing, Chicken Wayne, then I would suggest you find another platform to hopefully, because on this platform, YouTube, there's plenty of content from not just me, but other content creators. So I hope you find that content more stomaching for you to take, and you take it easy now. Okay, so now that the housekeeping is out the way, let's get to it. I can be kind of blunt, so I just blocked somebody on my phone today. As we were live right now, the magic block was activated because I don't play games. And I will sever the yoke, the tie, when some bullshit just come up out the blue and gets real crazy. Oh, and I will be using profanity as well. Should have said that in the housekeeping, right? But I am a grown ass man. So, hey, there's been much worse things happen in the world than a mid-age homosexual man spewing profanity. So, some of y'all get over it, right? The one or two people that might look at this video anyway. But just had to block somebody, had to activate on live detachment. And it's healthy. There's nothing wrong with it. But me, I don't use detachment to hurt people's feelings or nothing. Let me be crystal clear. Let me sound like Kamala. Let me be clear. Okay. But when I use detachment, it's to keep the peace. Does that make any sense? It's to keep the peace. And I am proud to sit here before you guys and tell you that nobody in this life needs me. Nobody. Well, my plants and my cat, yeah, they need me. If I stop watering the plants, they die. And if I stop feeding my cat and taking care of her, she died. Do I have a man that need me? Absolutely not. A spouse? No. Do any of my brothers and sisters, cousins, friends, do any of my blood family or non-blood need me? The answer is no. And I am absolutely delighted because that's exactly how I want it. I want them not to need me for anything. And they don't. If I was to say to give up the ghost anytime, they will probably mourn, right? But after that's done, they're still going to live their regular everyday life. And every so often they might think of me, but that's as far as it goes. They still going to be able to get up and go to work, pay their bills, go on with their everyday life because they don't need me. And I did construct it like that. And I'm delighted again. Now, when I say that, people have told me, oh no, you're needed, you're special, you're this. And I'm like, I don't think they're really catching what I was dropping down when I say that. See, when someone like me and you needs something, what happens once the need is no longer? The need becomes useless. Right? So I hope y'all following the bouncing ball because I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, y'all? So for a person to need you, to me, is not a good idea. It's not a good look. Even though sometimes that's the case. Like I said, my plants and my cat need me. Okay? So sometimes it's just the case like that. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumble. You might have kids, spouse, or whatever, someone needs you. Okay? I'm just saying in my life, nobody needs me. But, and here's the big but, right? The big booty, right? The big but is that the people that is in my life, they may not need me around, but they want me around. That's the difference with being needed and with being wanted. I don't want nobody in my life to want to need me for anything. But if they do, and if I can help, I'll help. I'm just saying, I got a life tailored where They don't need me. They want me around. And that's what some of you out there should take from this, from my example, is that you want to be wanted around. You never want to be needed around. I never want to be needed around. Even though there has been times in my life where I was needed and I was there. But it's a difference when someone wants you around. Because as well as I have been needed, when the need was over, these people oftentimes got crappy. Again, because once the need is over, that's it. But when a person wants you around, courtesy is like hand in hand with that when they want you around. Because there are terms in order to keep you around, right? So they want to have you around. So, it's much better than being needed, you know? So I strive not to be needed. I strive to be wanted. I have a life where if I was again to give up the ghost, my loved ones would mourn, but their lives would carry on because they don't need me. I have had friendships and even certain family that I have cut completely off. And guess what? They are thriving. It's not like I don't want them to be thriving. I'm just saying they are thriving, and that's good. It's very good. Sometimes I hear about their accolades, and I'm happy for them, even though I'd rather keep the distance. You dig? So, again, I'm wanted with the people in my life now, not needed, but wanted. And that's how I will have it. I'm not gonna have it no other way. So, hope y'all caught that. Because in being a person that can detach yourself from certain, I'm gonna start with things. Certain things. What you mean certain things? Certain people got a cigarette habit. Certain people got an alcohol habit. Or should I just say smoking habit, period? Some people got smoking habits. Some people got alcohol habits, drug habits, or just bad habits, right? They don't necessarily have to be with drugs or whatever, just to be bad habits. And, or certain vices. Maybe they're a sex addict. Maybe they like to gamble. I'm just saying, when it comes to things, it is healthy to detach ourselves from those things as well. It even tells us in the Bible not to be of this world. And it even tells us when we have to leave Babylon, we got to go. We got to leave here. Babylon in a state of like this, or should I say its kingdoms, but this kingdom of the United States of America is the big one, the mystery Babylon. If you all can get with the biblical stuff, I'm with the biblical stuff, okay? Not a Christian. Get your life. But it's healthy to get off of something that's maybe harming you. Have you ever heard the saying, too much of a good thing can sometimes be bad for you? And I believe that when it comes to things in this life, and why the Bible tells us to be led by the Spirit and not be carnal or fleshly like in our existence here. Even though we exist in the flesh, and it's hard to do because there's cardinal things here that we need to survive. So I have made it my business to try to not be so boggled down with the worldly stuff of this world, because the Bible does tell us to be spiritual. So I'm more in tune with trying to be spiritual than physical. So let me explain the story, right? Back in the day, many moons back in the day, right? when I was trying to chase a lifestyle that was Jonesy. Let's say it like that. That was Jonesy. Keeping up with the Jones, And I was trying, and I was struggling real hard. And it was bringing me a lot of unhappiness, trying to keep up with this thing called the Joneses. So my twin brother, he came over to my apartment, my first apartment, and he brought his son. His son was tiny at this time. He was like maybe 6 or 7. And my nephew, and he's so intelligent because my brother is intelligent and his wife is intelligent. So I like to pick people's brains apart, especially children. So my nephew is just so awesome. So I'm finna pick my nephew brain apart at 6. So I asked him a simple question. I asked him, did he want to be a millionaire when he turned grown? My nephew told me no. So at the tender age of 6, I'm like, why would he tell me no? Because I'm pretty sure he knows the value of money and what it means or whatever. I mean, having parents like my brother. So he said, and it was really profound. He said to me, he only want from this life what he needs. That's it. And for some reason, what this 6-year-old boy was saying helped this grown man, even to this day, live a very humble, full life. Not chasing the Joneses. Not on some money bag trip or whatever. Not being so carnal or fleshly. Because when he said it to me, it made sense. And this boy's 6. 6. So I'm happy to be the type of person that I don't knock people down when they give me advice, because some people can be haughty in their mind, because I'm the uncle, the grown older uncle, and he's a little 6-year-old, so he don't know what he's talking about. Excuse me. No, that's not true. What my 6-year-old nephew told me at the time helped his uncle, even to this very day, live a very full, happy, poor life. Say it like that. Because you can tattoo poverty on my ass cheeks and it'll be fitting. Okay? Plus I stutter. Thanks to him, I wear my poverty like a badge of honor. Just because I know how many people get weakened being in this living condition with the finances. And let's be 100, with this current economy, I don't see why some of y'all is still trying to live a baller's lifestyle, because I'm pretty sure it's costing y'all a fortune. I digress. But my point is that I don't live that lifestyle like that, trying to keep up with the Joneses, chasing careers, chasing a dollar bag, chasing the only cardinal things. I'm proud of myself. Not too long ago, I just went outside of my own sphere of when I date people, and just so happened I came across a guy that was a senior, and me and him had fun. It's over now, but it was fun. So I like being spiritual. I like that. I like that for me, because it helps me to detach from, say, some of these physical things here that might not be so good to me to keep holding on to them. I'm finna drop a confession. I still smoke marijuana. Very weak puff marijuana, but I still smoke it with the less. And I'm trying to get to a stage where I'm not smoking it anymore. So I'm not gonna try to sit here like I got all the answers and stuff. No, I'm a work in progress too. I like to smoke marijuana, guys. So, and on occasion, drink expensive wine. But we all is a work in progress, right? For any man that say he has no sin is a liar. So, just wanted to tell you about separating from things. Because sometimes me and you have to separate from things in this cardinal existence because our spirit demands it and oftentimes needs it to raise up the Most High, to get closer to Him. Because if you as a friend of this world, it says in the Bible, you is His enemy. Not all money's good money. Y'all heard that saying before? I took that much from Kanye West with his crazy ass, but I took at least that much from him when they was coming after him about his money and stuff, and he lost a ton of money. He said, "Not all money is good money." That's 100% true. So I don't chase the money bag. I know I need money to survive, but I also know what the Bible says about money, that it's the root to all evil. It's the love of money that makes it evil. Okay, so let's get to detaching from a place. Have you ever been the type of person that you lived in a place or you was visiting a place and it was not working in your favor after a while to be in that place? To constantly go back to that place, it started being harder on you. Maybe you started even having calamities happen to you because of a place you kept coming back to. I know what happened to me before, where certain places I should have just stopped coming back to. I was moved from them places by the Most High for a reason. That's why I'm not there anymore. Excuse me, y'all. So this is where detachment comes in handy as well. Detaching from places. Maybe you're the type of person that now you're in corporate, but where you came from was literally boys in the hood. Why would you still try to go back to boys in the hood and the money that you're probably making can afford you to live in a much more productive and peaceful neighborhood? Maybe you from the trailer park. Maybe you just came from trailer park and all around you is white trash. And somehow you then made it to a point in your life where your income can bring you out the trailer park. Why still be in the midst of the trailer park with the white trash? I mean, you can probably be in a better community, productive community, and you thrive. You can still flip that coin to the hood. Either way, because every nationality of people have a hood to them. So you can go overseas and you'll go to like India. There's some hoods, and you go to China. You go everywhere. They got a hood, and in certain cases, people don't leave the hood, aka the slums. Certain people can't help but to stay there. I'm not talking to them people. I'm talking to the people that now this maker then blessed you with a situation in your life where you can be afforded the luxury not to live in such a bad space. I have heard stories about how people then had to come up no matter what nationality. They had to come up money. They stayed in the trailer park hood. They stayed in the, well, you, okay, y'all get what I said. Yeah, maybe it was a Latino hood. And now that the people that's around them, that's in the hood, because in the hood, no matter what people, they're hungry. Poverty breeds violence. So you're not even hungry anymore. You're not in the trenches like everybody else. But now it's kind of obvious that you're not in the trenches. I heard stories about how people met their unfortunate, demise, not being able to move from a place where they should. And they had the necessities to get the hell out of Dodge. Not all places got to be physical places here, too. But they don't necessarily got to be physical places. Maybe certain places that some of us should be detaching from is in our minds and it's in our hearts. Because every time we revisit that space, it brings harm on us somehow. Makes us a lot unhappier. Brings the mood down. Not all places are physical. Some places are in our minds and our hearts. Maybe every time, I'm going to make an example. There's a woman, she was a good female at first. She met the wrong man. The wrong man then poisoned her. Now she's just poisoned. She's scorned. And she can't let go of it. Which was that man's intention to get her like that. Because now every other good man that come before him that see her will never see the good woman in her because she's scorned. Men got a game like that. Gotta watch out for it. This is why I tell the women to let go of being scorned. You're just chasing away the good man. I have been done wrong by men before too. And I'm not sitting here trying to be some weak, scorned man about it. You give away your power. The good man sees that in you, and then you chases him off. And this would be some of these guys' intention to get you to be all scorned so that nobody else have you like that. So some places are in our hearts and in our minds that we have to detach from. You got to detach from being scorned. Every time you see a good man, you chase him off because you think he's going to be like the last man or maybe the last woman for some of you men out there. A woman did you bogus in the past. Now every woman in the present got to get it because of her. You keep going to a place that needs to be detached from, cut loose. So again, not all places that me and you have to detach from are of a physical nature. Maybe it's in our minds and again in our hearts or even in our spirits, and we have to detach from it. These places that are unhealthy. Now, last and not least, we're going to get to where it's going to get a little rocky. It's going to get a little tough, y'all. Because now I'm going to get to people. Because through my lifetime, I have come to learn that just because you have to detach from a person, it doesn't necessarily make it all a bad thing. It just means that now there's the fork in the road. You and this person, whether they're blood or non-blood like, are now at the point where the one road starts to fork on you. And the other want to go the other way and vice versa. Sometimes it gets ugly, y'all. You know why? Because who invests their love, their trust, their loyalty, and maybe some more stuff into a person just to see them go by. Me and you don't do that. We're not investing in people just to say bye to them. We're investing in them to hold on to them as long as we can. So when it's time to get to that fork in the road where y'all got to say bye, sometimes in our hearts we don't want to do that. And as a result, it makes it that much easier to have a falling out, a debacle, just to give it an excuse to go the separate ways. Which I am now coming into a stage of understanding you need to stop when you get to that fork in the road like that. Don't be so confrontational. It just means it's time for you and this person to divide, break the yoke, detach. This is my way and this is their way. And I hope them the best. That's the crazy part. I have had situations where I fell out with people. I mean, and these were some nasty fallouts. But ask me, did I hate them or wish the worst for them? No. And if I heard any bad thing that happened to these people, it would devastate me. So it lets me know that I don't hate these people. So why did it have to get so nasty with the goodbye scenario? Again, me and you do not invest in people to say bye later on, later Gator. But if we learn the art of detachment, even from people, maybe those moments don't have to be so bad, you know? Because I have had many situations where I seen these people and my heart still was filled to see them. Fill me with joy to hear that they're doing well. Even if they might be a goddamn thunder cunt or a prick. But it is healthy to detach from people. And it's important to know when y'all get into that fork in the road, because it can get hostile or it can go another way. But either way, the affairs of the heart are not easy for nobody. So it's difficult. Might get a little nasty in the goodbye, if you know what I mean. I know I've done it before. But it's a healthy thing to do it, y'all, to detach from people. Sometimes me and you can be doing a person a great disservice just by still being attached to them. Sometimes goodbye is the only way. Some people use detachment to hurt people. I don't use detachment to hurt people. I use detachment in its purpose to make things new. Each time me and you say goodbye to something, it's like we're stepping through a new door. And it's uncertain what we're going to encounter in the new. So I don't take detaching from people lightly. Just because I have to dish it out, even in the form of tough love, I have to do it. Maybe some of you are like me and you have gotten to know some true assholes out here and you had to detach from their ignorant asses. Some people don't know how to detach when they need to. Do you know that after that person is done with you, they have to go out into the regular world and deal with regular people? So maybe with your lack of detaching from them, from their bad behavior, maybe you are enabling them. And as a result, you help this person become a worse monster than when they were coming at you. This is why I come off kind of mean when I hand out detachment for bad behavior to people. But it's a lesson. Because hopefully in the future, when they might come across someone like me and they choose to feel like they finna go there and be on some ignorant shit, hopefully I play out in their mind when we had our kerfuffle, right? And it caused them to be hesitant in their step to be assholes. Because some people are just fucking assholes, y'all. Straight up. I'm not the type to like to blame both parties. No. Sometimes it is a draw. But it's rare that happens. Sometimes the fault is more at someone else's than the other. And this is why me and your discernment is supposed to be on point. So we can be like on the mountain of Zion and lift up our trumpets and we cry out and spare not when we call out the people's transgressions. How else can me and you do that if we're not good in our discernment and judgment on what's wicked and what is truly holy, what is right and what is wrong, what is dark and what is light? Sometimes if we not doing that commandment, we will take on that person's sin too. Here's an example. Maybe someone watched their friend drop a drug in somebody's drink. And the person drunk it just to be unconscious, and they know what their friend was going to do to the person once they got them in closed doors. And they choose not to say nothing. And in the morning, it brings on a big drama. And guess what? These other people that knew, they ain't saying nothing. They ain't saying nothing about it. They ain't even check the person. Like, hey, man, don't be dropping them drugs in that person's drink. Guess what happened to them people? That man that dropped the drug and probably took the person's, did a sexual assault. That man's sins fall on them people too. That sat there and didn't say anything. And they probably gonna suffer worse than the guy that originally started the goddamn sin in the first place. This is where detachment from people counts. Because how else sometimes are me and you gonna call out somebody if we so scared to get somebody mad, get somebody to be shunning us, cutting us off? Oh, please, because that's my life story, okay? I always stay keeping people mad at me, cutting me off, shunning me, bad mouthing me, character assassinating me, the whole nine. But didn't the Bible say that those that are in the truth, practicing in the truth, is gonna be chastised, prosecuted? So it's just, to me, it's just part of the deal. I done kind of grown a tough skin for it now. At the age of 46. So yes, I will call out people transgressions. Yes, I will stand your anger. Yes, I will stand you shunning me, cutting me completely the fuck off. And watch how, and the beat goes on, because that's just what happens. And this is what they find out. They just be like, damn, his life is continuing on like nothing ever happened. Because I knew when I had to go to that fork in the road that if I did not bring a sense of righteousness in my judgment, even when I'm being mean, I can be condemned too. Telling y'all, a lot of y'all shouldn't really give a fuck if you have to detach from people, because certain people are on bullshit. And hell, the Bible tells us that there's a 2/3 of them. 2/3 versus the holy, the 1/3. So this one here, this nut, this peanut here, is not giving nobody no slack. I'm sorry. Because I know it's more bad apples in this bag than the good ones. And they will love nothing more than to trick me into thinking that, hell, I got a good apple, when in reality, the apple is bad. Telling y'all, learn how to detach from people. It even says in the Bible to live a life set apart. Sometimes that means cutting off your family, cutting off your friends. It might mean just going in alone. And this is where me and your faith in him really got to be put into motion. Because what else is faith without works is dead. I'm sorry, I know I might sound cruel telling y'all how to cut people off and stop going to certain places and stop using certain things. But again, too much of a good thing can be bad for you. What you don't know can hurt you. Sometimes detaching from something bad for you will make you rise like the phoenix from the ashes, and you'll come back stronger than you ever been. That's happened to me plenty of times. Detached from certain people, places, and things, and I rose like the phoenix from the ashes. And it's a good feeling to see those naysayers marvel at such a wonder, because they do. And yes, that's my life story as well. I'm always been counted out, the loser, the black sheep, and I wear that title proudly. Now, I want you to look in my eyes and tell me, am I lying to you about my sense of detachment? And I use righteousness in all that I do, even when I'm being mean. Because I know how serious this thing is called detaching. You can't just be an asshole, y'all. But anywho, I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. I hope y'all got the point. And I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Until then, over and out.